What's going on? Hope you are doing well. I am feeling great in my mind and in my heart. My body, however, is acting up. I don't know, I caught something the last couple of days, but we're still here. We're still doing it and feel so blessed and so grateful that I still have the opportunity to do some things that I love and have purpose and have plans and have goals and have my faculties and capable of all things. Sometimes when you're sick, have you ever been sick or let's say you have a sore throat and then or a headache, and then the relief of the headache, the absence of that pain feels like, oh my gosh, like heaven, like ecstasy. So I look forward to that because I don't have a headache, but I do have a sore throat, and so I look forward to not having that because one of my favorite things to do is eat. Today, though, folks, it's funny because my girlfriend, she's a beautiful lady, and she's trying to encourage me to slow down, to actually take a couple of days off. Um, However, my gear, I just go, go, go. But she did convince me or help me come up with reasons to not go work out yesterday and today. Um, Help me identify some reasons that I want on my own to be able to rest, to take care of my body. I don't want to be a spreader if there is anything that I'm spreading out there. And so it was really cool. And it's funny because I read and I study sales negotiation tips. That's so I can be a better person to connect with folks out there in the probate space or in the world of senior transition living where there's homes and properties involved. And I just try to have better sales skills. So I'm always reading and learning and stuff like that. And so I'm reading this book that I've continued to read about called Instant Influence. It reminded me of Michelle and how she influenced me not to go into the gym today and yesterday. And so I figured, hey, how about we share that today? This is something that can apply across all boards of just any aspect of life. If you are communicating with other human beings or even with your own self and you're trying to influence yourself to do something, this book has a scientifically proven 6-step approach to helping folks identify um, not identify, but I guess identify the motivation that they already have within them to make certain changes. This is extremely applicable when you're talking to. Well, it's applicable to everything, so everyone. So I thought it'd be very helpful. I'm here, and let's go. Let's take a look at it. So I'm going to share my screen. If you are watching, um, if you're looking at this not on YouTube or something like that, no worries. I just say present and record. I don't want to record. I just want to present. Hmm. Why record yourself while talking? No. Hmm. Interesting. So I guess I have to download. I thought it was really cool with this Canva. Uh Skills here. Let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna take a look at this and figure out what's happening, folks, so that I can share my screen with you. I want you to see this. There we go. 6 questions proven to motivate anyone. All right. So yes, this is taken directly from Instant Influence by Michael V. Pantalone, Dr. Michael Pantalone. And this is taken directly from Amazon. Just give you a little summary here. If you want to motivate your employees to be more productive, convince your customers to use more of your products and services, encourage a loved one to engage in healthier habits, or inspire any change in yourself, renowned psychologist Dr. Michael Pantalone can show you how to achieve instant influence in 6 simple steps. Drawing on 3 decades of research, Dr. Pantalone's easy-to-learn method can create change, both great and small, in 7 minutes or less. This scientifically tested method succeeds in every area of work and life by helping people tap into deeply personal reasons for wanting to change and finding a spark of yes within an answer that sounds like a no. All right, so let's take a look at it with no. Well, here's 3 guiding principles that I think are very important to pull from the book too. No one absolutely has to do anything. The choice is always theirs or always yours. So no one can make you do anything but what you choose to do. That's something is understood in this, as well as everyone already has enough motivation. It's intrinsic, it's inside of us. We already have motivation. It's up to us to be able to find it. And focusing on any tiny bit of motivation works much better than focusing on the resistance. Oh man, what you put your energy towards grows. So for instance, if you're focusing on not wanting to struggle, that's what you're going to attract, not wanting to struggle. But if you're focusing on abundance and prosperity, that's what you're going to focus on. So it's a similar thing. And I like that. I like that a lot. So the first step is when you're talking to someone, you ask them, or if you're talking to yourself either, why might you want to change? Why might you change? I guess why might you change is the way it's phrased. And a lot of times I'm talking to sellers, and I say, well, why might you be interested in selling? That's the same thing. So I'm relating this to having conversations about real estate, but you can relate to anything. The next question is, I love this is so important question is how ready are you to change on a scale of 1 to 10? It's really important to get that number. 1, not ready at all. 10 means totally ready. So just let them humor you by giving a number. And then number 3, whatever number they pick, always ask them, well, why didn't you pick a lower number? They pick 3. Well, why didn't you pick 2? Because that's going to help them start uncovering motivation. Now let's say they do pick a number 1, you can either like back up and go to a smaller step that's not as big or committal as the one that you're focused on, or ask them, okay, well, what do you need to do to take that 1 to a 2? So those are things to consider. And then number 4, imagine you've changed. What would the positive outcome be? This is called future pacing in certain spaces and areas, but it's so important to help people start visualizing the positive outcomes of why they would want to do something and want to change. It helps them visualize, put themselves in that space. And again, what you put your energy towards is where your energy goes, and that's what grows and flows. And so it's so important for us to focus on the positive outcome as opposed to some of the resistance, because you and I both know all the changes and things we want to do in our lives, whether it's playing the guitar and I'm going to do it 15 minutes a day or an hour a day, or going to the gym or eating right, or anything that you decide to do. It can be challenging when you think about some of the obstacles that may come up. But focusing on the positive outcomes that come from that is going to anchor you in deep within yourself to be able to have the motivation for yourself. And then the most so important, we're human beings. We love making meaning. So helping you and helping me and helping others make meaning. Why are these outcomes important to you? Why is that important to you? Why is it important for you to eat healthy? You may find some people uncover some really interesting points about that, as opposed to just being, I want to look good and feel good. It may be, oh my gosh, I had an aunt who passed away when I was younger. She was a little overweight, and she was full of life, but she passed away. And I always think that I have a niece, and I want to be there for my niece because I wanted my aunt to be there for me. And and so I want to think about my health considerations so that I can be a part of my niece's and my family's life. That's actually a true story based on this question here and some of the case studies that were in the book. So I thought was pretty powerful. Then number 6, what's the next step, if any? So that's a great question. What's the next step? That they're taking on the next step. This is their life, their role, their change that they're going to be orchestrating. So it's important for them to have that answer. And so if I go back, I did start earlier looking at this through a lens of talking about real estate, which is not necessarily a focus, but I do want to go back and just practice because it helped me practice. So hear me. So step 1, why might you change? I might ask, why might you be interested in selling? Step 2, how ready are you to change on a scale of 1 to 10? I think so. How ready do you think you are to sell? Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being not ready at all, 10 totally ready. Oh, why did you pick a lower number? Oh, because I'm ready to get up out of here. I'm ready to this or that. Okay, all right, cool. Well, imagine that you did go and sell the property, and that you sold it to me, and that you did all that stuff. What's some of the positive outcomes that come? And then they might list, I'm gonna get close to my niece, or I have this money to do this or that, whatever it is. Oh, cool. So why is that important to you? That's awesome, And these aren't like rigid, but you're having these conversations in a fluid manner. So why is that important to you? Oh, cool. Oh, wow. And then you may summarize it back to them. So if this and that happens, so you're ready to change at this point because of this and that. This is what the impact will be on your life. That's pretty awesome. So, well, I guess what's the next step? And that's a great question to ask. So often we ask that, especially I love asking that after I've already figured out they have motivation. I already figured out that they that we've agreed on, that, that I have some solutions to their problems, or that we're in agreement to the terms. I never say, hey, I'm gonna send over the contract or things of that nature. I always ask them what's the next step, so that they because if it's coming from them, it's more powerful than coming from me. I'm not trying to force anyone to do anything. And so, yeah, so those are the influence steps right there, folks. Appreciate you listening and humoring today. I would love for you to hit a like and subscribe and share any thoughts or opinions or suggestions or anything like that. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you have something to share, you're in the real estate world or the world of helping people through big transitions like probate, or seniors moving to long-term care or assisted living, I would love to chat with you and get you up here and learn, pick your brain, as they say. But anyways, I'm about to go and gargle with some apple cider vinegar, salt, and warm water, and lay down. Peace and blessings, folks. Rise and tides.